No energy drinks today.
I do have my coffee.
Oh, you have your coffee?
A little bit of an energy drink,
Is that a
Palm
is that a
Springs,
Bush?
not
I
Palm
thought that was
Beach.
Bush's cup.
A what?
A Bush's cup.
What's a Bush's cup?
Bucky's, that gas station.
Oh, Bush's.
Bush's.
Bush's. Bush's.
That looks like the cup my mom bought when she went to
That's
Bucky's
funny.
on the way to when they drove home from Arizona.
I love it.
I never
No,
actually been there,
no,
but I hear
just
they got great pulled pork sandwiches.
I've heard a lot of good things about Bucky's. I think there's one like far up north. I have to check it out because I think they're building it and it's supposed to be one of the bigger ones.
I was gonna say those places are usually like massive.
Yeah, it's
You know,
like a Costco meets. It's like a gas station with Costco size.
I was recently I went to a Wawa again, and I haven't been to a Wawa since
I've
before
never
that.
been to a Wawa, but I've heard only good things.
They're good. I just like as I've gone to some of these other gas stations. Like I've been to Wawa, I've been to Stewart's, obviously because that's like up here.
Stewart's. We love Stewart's.
I went to what's the big gas station? Or well, it's not really a gas station, but I guess like Tim Hortons. But like, what's the gas station out in
Where?
Rochester?
We used to have Hess. Hess was like the big, but now we have Safeway. Or no, not Safeway,
Speedway.
Speedway.
Okay. You don't
Safeway
have
is
anything
the
local
grocery
like
store.
Stewart's though?
No, nothing like that. We have like Quickie Fill, Shell, I think it's Sunoco, Conoco. Yeah, there's some
Oh.
out there, and there's some in Buffalo that are they have like really good like calzones and shit. I forgot what they're called.
Well, I'm just thinking like a place like that because I've been to a few now. There was a couple in Delaware. I can't remember the name when I went down there.
Loves,
Was it?
Loves,
Maybe I don't remember.
Maverick.
Uh,
Maverick has Cinnabon inside of it.
it definitely wasn't Maverick then. I don't know, but
Okay.
I feel like those places. There's only a few that are like have those big type of places. Like it's Wawa. I've never been to a Bucky's. There's just a couple
Yeah.
more that are coming up. Those places are starting to be all inclusive. But there's another place here in Latham that is right next to the gym I train out of, and they have like a deli in there, like a deli slash restaurant, and I hear it's good, like
Is it
phenomenal.
okay?
Like I hear it's like sandwiches are
It's
great.
a
I
gas
haven't-
station.
yeah, they do like breakfast sandwiches. It's called Dream or One Dream or Dream One or something like that. I keep seeing it, so I might have to stop by there and get some food because I hear it's like
Get some cold
really
cuts.
good. Yeah,
I
I
mean,
don't
if
know
it's
about
that close
cold
to the
cuts.
city, it's probably good. Well, I thought you said they had. What did they have?
I
Deli
don't-
sandwiches, you said?
Yeah, I don't know if you can like buy cold cuts though.
Oh no, I mean like cold cuts that you can
Oh,
just
okay,
like
okay,
sandwiches. Yeah.
yeah, okay, all right. Yeah, I don't know. I have to try it, but
All right,
yeah, they got some good stuff. But Stewart's breakfast sandwiches.
bro. Stewart's. They have great. They have great donuts too, and their
Oh,
coffee isn't bad for a gas station. Like pretty good.
oh,
We were in the Adirondacks for Frank's bachelor party last September, and every morning we'd walk to Stewart's.
this place is
We'd
great.
be like, anyone want to go to Stewart's?
Yeah, it's their Boston cream donuts are pretty good. You know what?
Yeah.
Also, I heard. I heard there's a place close to here that's got a donut, right? But it's a Boston cream donut, but it's not made like a normal Boston cream donut. It's like a ring donut, but the entire ring is filled with Boston cream. So there's like not a bite that doesn't have Boston cream in it. That's
Interesting.
genius.
I wonder how they do that. Do they just infuse it from all
Well, they
angles,
probably just like
or
put it like they make the donut and then they probably like fill the whole thing on the outside once it's filled. I'm assuming that's how you make it, right?
yeah, but like to do it, you usually have to like stick in a syringe in there and just put the cream in. So for it to be evenly distributed,
Oh, I'm sure
I'm
it's not
assuming they'd have to
exactly,
like,
but like they probably have
I
a
mean,
way to
still,
get it in. I don't know,
yeah,
but it sounds good.
it's
I gotta
impressive.
try it.
It's worth trying.
We should probably stop talking about donuts and talk about
Yeah,
fitness stuff.
fitness stuff.
Yeah. So today, welcome back to another episode of the
To the
BHP
Donut
Performance
Podcast.
Podcast with my co-host, Coach Jerry Hayes. Coach Jerry Hayes. Let's talk about fitness stuff. Tell me something fitness related.
Fitness related. Well, I could fit probably 3 or 4 donuts in my mouth. No, um, gosh, really caught me off guard. I was thinking about donuts real hard. Um,
I hit a
I don't know.
PR today
Okay,
on my
that's a
power
good way to
plane.
start.
Not a lifetime PR, but PR from the last like 4 or 5 years. I hit 227 on a power clean. So that's
All right, there we go.
227 pounds. So that was good. I've been roasting my legs this week. I put on a pair of jeans a couple weeks ago that I haven't worn in a long time, and they were tight,
Really?
super tight.
Okay.
It's a good thing.
I like it.
I think it's a good
That's
thing.
a good thing.
I don't look. I don't.
Yeah.
Look
Well,
weird,
yeah. It's the right type of tight. It's tight in the
Yeah.
right places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those pants were baggy before though when I first got them. So
Really?
yeah. So I don't know. If
I'm kind of going through a little bit of a leg metamorphosis. They're coming out a little
You
bit.
know, I
For a
already
long
have-
time, I couldn't
I-
really train very heavy because of my hip.
Yeah.
So now that I'm back to like training heavy on my quads, like I have pretty good separation now too between the quads, and I'm feeling like I'm filling stuff out more. So come next winter, I'm definitely not going to fit in my jeans. You know they're called dad jeans now.
Dad
Jeans that fit tight. Yeah.
Really?
If you're not wearing baggy jeans, they're dad jeans.
Like Levi's, I guess.
No, not just Levi's. I mean, like I have old school jeans that were like the stretchy kind.
Yeah.
They're stretched now because I've grown quite a bit. But like if they're form fitting at all, like not skinny jeans, but just like tight form fitting, kids call them dad jeans. Baggy
kinda
is back in
noticed-
style.
Yeah, I've kind of noticed. I've there's some stuff that I realize is just like old, like that
Yeah.
we wore or that we wear, and that's
Bro,
just,
skinny jeans came around when I was in like 6th grade, so we're looking at like 06,
Yeah, I
05,
remember in
06.
Florida. Florida was where I really noticed a lot of like the very skinny type clothing. I even wore it for a little bit. Like I had skinny jeans or like tighter shirts, but now I've gone back to like baggy clothing, and I'm just like, this is just so much better. Like
It's
the
so much more
90s, I'm
comfortable.
gonna start wearing and one triple XL basketball shirts.
Yeah, dude. I'm trying to get Air Force Ones. What do you think?
I already have Air Force Ones. You don't have Air Force
Do you
Ones.
actually?
Yeah, you always have to have a fresh pair of Air Force Ones.
They all white?
Yeah, of course.
Attaboy. That's
Black.
the way
You
to
can't
go.
have the black ones. The all black ones. That's like
Nah.
it's like murderer
Sacrilege.
shoes.
Yeah.
Only the
Murderer
all
shoe.
white ones. That's what I learned
Yeah,
when I worked at Champs. If you worked at they use different words, but if you wear all black Air Force Ones,
Yeah.
not a good look. If you wear
Okay.
all white ones, they're like you gotta have.
They got to be
a pair.
clean though. They can't be like all white and like
Well,
dusty.
yeah,
and-
you don't wear those. You don't wear Air Force Ones for everything though.
Yeah, yeah. Those are
Wear 'em
special
when-
occasions.
Yeah, it's just like anything white, you know.
Yeah.
I'm
Exactly.
trying. I'm thinking about just emptying my closet and just wearing white t-shirts. Like just buying some like
On my white tee.
my mid tier like nice oversized white t-shirts and just go that route,
Yeah.
white and black.
Ooh. I remind me to tell you about something I came up with when the
Okay.
podcast is done. We're gonna let the people of the podcast know soon, but it's gonna be good. It's gonna
What's
be
this
good.
for?
Something special
All right, all right.
for the people. That's what it's
See.
for.
We'll see. But so today we are going to make a tier list. We're gonna kind of break down exercises into a tier list. We're gonna have S through F, I believe, is the tier list. Yeah. So S, A, B, C, D, E, F, right? And we're gonna pick the movements. We got a list of movements for each pattern. We're gonna rank them from S to F and where we think they fit inside of the fitness continuum. What does S stand for at the top?
I was gonna say, for those who don't know, S is like higher than A. S tier is, I don't know if it's like super or supreme or whatever it stands for, but S, it's different from a grading system. S is the highest tier. So A is secondary, then B, then C, D.
Superior, yeah. It says that
Superior.
An S tier, the S typically stands for super or superior and originated
Got it,
from
okay.
Japanese grading systems.
Yeah.
I almost
makes
did
sense.
something that I probably would have canceled.
You keep that to yourself.
So hard.
Mute the mic.
Anyways, so I'm gonna share my screen here. Let's hopefully this is a clean share, like it doesn't give us any problems. What's presentation do? Screen, movement list.
Now, to clarify for the people, when we're going through this tier list, we're primarily looking for the general population.
Yeah, so we're just talking about these movements in regards to the average person. Obviously, these movements might not be, suitable for every person, or there might be limiting factors. And obviously, if we, throw out the rule for the exception, we would be here all day, and we would probably have this list filled for about 3 hours. But we picked about, I would say roughly about 30 movements in total that we're going to go through, and we're going to fill out this list. We're going to do our best to kind of fill this with the emotes or emoticons. Is that what they're called? That
Emotes, I believe.
best suit each movement. We're going to fill it out where we see fit. So Jerry's got the list. He's going to read it off, and we're going to give what we think, why, and where it belongs, and then go from there.
All right. First one, rub and tug. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, jeez.
First one.
Ass,
We're looking at. What'd you say?
I said ass.
S tier. All right, first one we're looking at. Speaking of S, we're looking at squats.
Okay.
So we're looking at a barbell back squat here.
All right. Okay. So I'm gonna put, and do we have to? We're gonna have to agree on this, obviously.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm wondering what you're gonna put it on. I have mine in mind.
Okay. I think the back squat is great. I think if we're talking about the average person, I don't think you need to be doing it. So I think with the benefits you can get from a back squat, I'm gonna put it on B. B for back squat.
Right. That's where I had it. Let's go.
B for back squat.
B.
I think it's good
B for
movement.
back.
I don't think it's great. I think that there's a lot of benefits, but I also think there's a lot of problems that can come from it. And I think that a lot of people get forced into the back squat, and I don't think they necessarily need to be doing it. So that's why I think it's a B tier movement.
I like it. That's good. I would say the same reason because, like, obviously it's really beneficial if you can squat well and get the most out of it. Great. For most people, it could bother their back, bother their hips, bother whatever. But again, it's a great exercise. It gets the job done. So I would put it at B for that. The only reason it's not at A is because it's not for everybody. That's
100%.
pretty much my reasoning there.
Now listen, I have to go back and forth and try to find some of these emotes to put into the list. So if you see me randomly searching things or finding emotes, sorry about that. But all right, so we're in agreement. Back squat, B.
Perfect. All right. Next, we staying in the squat pattern, or you want to do
Yeah,
one of
let's
each?
I don't know. What do you want to do?
Let's go back. Let's go. So we're not staying in the same pattern. Let's go to conventional deadlift.
Ooh, okay.
Going into our hinges. I'm
I
keeping
think-
track of which ones we're going through. So,
I think obviously there's a lot of things that can go wrong in the deadlift, but I think at the end of the day, it's a very, if you're being smart, I would say this is an A tier movement because I think that there's a lot that you can gain from the deadlift, and I think there's a lot of benefits you can gain, and I think it's a little less skilled than the squat in regards to the amount of movement that needs to occur, and I think it's a little bit more accessible to a lot of people with a barbell. So that's why I would say it's probably an A tier in regards to what you get. Obviously, if you go crazy with the deadlift, you can get hurt very easily.
yeah.
So maybe that does make it a B tier movement. I don't know. What do you think?
I was gonna say mine's tipping between A and B, more so on B, just because it is such a specific movement. Like unless my client says I want to get better at conventional deadlift, it's very rare that I give them conventional deadlift. I will most likely give them a single leg hinge or even a barbell RDL way before a deadlift.
Yeah.
I would say B just for that reason. But I do think it is like as many people who mess it up, I think people mess up squat more. So it's tipping into A tier, but I would put it in B as my final grade.
I think I'm going to go B. I think B makes more sense. I think that B makes more sense because of the risk involved, and there are probably better variations from time to time. Which I think, I don't know if we have it in the list. Do we have that in the list?
Have what in the list?
We don't. I'm going to add that in there because I think
Trap bar?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking for it too. I was like, oh wait, we didn't put trap bar. Because trap bar I'm putting probably. Are we going to go through trap bar right now? Just because we're
I
comparing
just
the
want to
two?
see if there is a trap bar deadlift. Oh yeah, there is. Granny.
Granny with the trap bar. Oh, look how serious she is.
She's pissed.
She's pissed. Oh, that's one of the ones that's open in the back.
Yeah, I know. That's a pretty.
Those are sick too for like lunges and everything, man. I love that.
All right, let's hit the next one.
Okay, the next one. Let's go to. Are we doing trap bar right now, or are we
No, we'll
saving
go to
it?
the next one.
All right, next one. We're going to barbell bench press, just to go over the big three. The
Oh,
big three. And this is a flat barbell bench.
I mean, I love me some barbell bench. I think
Mm-hmm.
that you
Mm-hmm.
can't go wrong with barbell bench. I think it's like it's like Kraft mac and cheese as a kid. Always hits.
Yeah.
Always
But
hits.
with a
No matter
Pepsi.
what time of the year, no matter how hungry you are, you could always go for some Kraft mac and cheese.
Yup.
And I'm gonna put that at A because I think it's very low skill. I think
Mm-hmm.
everyone likes to bench. I think everybody gets a lot out of bench pressing, and I think that it's something that a lot of people need to do, and they're gonna be able to do it for a really long time without the risk involved of like the bench and the deadlift.
I had a client in California. Shout out to Blake if you're watching. He would always say like, "Can we bench today? I wanna lift." And I was like, "Well, I mean, all of it's lifting." He goes, "Yeah, but benching just makes it feel like you're really lifted." And I was like, "I
Exactly.
get it. I understand."
Exactly.
So I'd put it A2, just because it's again like some people like it may be a little uncomfortable and they might not want to do it, but most people can do a barbell bench press pretty easily if they're strong enough to at least push the bar alone. And along with that, I think that it feels like it works really well. You feel a lot from it soreness wise. You feel accomplished when you do the movement, and again, like it's not as high skill as something like the other two of the big three. So I'm gonna say that that's my placement as well.
Cool.
All right, going into the next one here, I just switched over uh, to my iPad from my phone. I forgot about this. I found it and I was like, dude, I thought I lost it or left it in Cali. It's great. Bigger screen makes me feel good.
Beautiful.
Because I like big things. I'm a big boy. Let's go.
Just read the goddamn. Read
What
the
did you
next
say?
movement. I said, just read the next movement.
We got
Going on a
pull-ups
tangent.
and chin-ups.
Pull-ups and
Pull-ups
chin-ups. We're
and
gonna have to find
chin-ups.
this one. Let's see. All right. I think pull-ups. What is this guy doing?
Just hanging on for dear life.
He's like, ah! I'm gonna pick this one because it looks like he's scared.
Terrified.
He's like, oh my god! All right, so
He looks happy too.
pull-ups. I think pull-ups are easily an S tier movement
Yes. Yes. Yes.
without question. I think you can't really see what that is, but
We know what it is.
I think pull-ups are an S tier movement. I think that when you can do them, there's not many simpler movements that you can get more out of in regards to your overall strength. I think obviously there's a prereq to doing them, but in regards to like let's just take the average person, no limiting factors, exercise history, that sort of thing, the pull-up is going to be one of the most beneficial things they can do inside of their fitness.
Yeah. Oh, one thing too is it's just really good for like if you're doing it the right way, the the scapular control is there, the core control is there, so you're not just like flopping around through your core. It's really good to just teach people how to properly just stiffen up a little bit and just get the reps done. Every time I do pull-ups, I will feel my lats burning more than pretty much any other lat exercise I do. It's my favorite, and I'm S tier with it all the way.
Beautiful.
And name one person who's done their first pull-up or chin-up and hasn't been ecstatic.
Well, I think that's the biggest thing. It's like it's a
Yeah.
simple movement that like I was talking about this on Behind the Design this week. And it's a movement that like when you do it, it's like one of those goals everybody has. And I think we talked about this before. I think you were the one who kind of like brought it to my attention, so I didn't give you a shout out if so. But like if you when you go to the gym and you see someone doing a pull up, you're like, all right, that person kind of looks like they know what they're doing.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think
It's
that's
it's a movement where it's simple but it's difficult.
I was
at the
saying
same
I was
time.
considering it like a status symbol inside the gym. It's like, all right, if I can bust out some pull ups, like I'm a
Yeah.
strong dude.
Yeah, yeah. Agreed.
Cool.
Yeah, pull-ups are just alpha movement.
Cool. All right, what's next?
Next, we're going into a single leg squat pattern. So
Okay,
we're
so
looking at a
let's see.
Bulgarian split squat.
Okay, Bulgarian split squat. Let's see what comes up on this one. Oh, perfect.
We love it.
Granny's working
Get
out.
Granny. Get
Yeah,
Granny.
let's get
She's
Granny.
killing it. She changed her hair for this one.
All right, so we got the Bulgarian split squat. We got Granny over here. She's killing it. I think so. What do you think on this movement?
If so, I'll say it can be difficult for a lot of people to do. It's definitely an advanced movement. You have to have some pretty good stability, pretty good hip mobility and control. But I would say that it is one of the most beneficial movements when people finally get a hold of it and get a hang of it. I think that if we're looking at a Bulgarian split squat as somebody being able to do it even body weight or assisted, I'm going to give it S tier just because of the benefits from it. I love these movements. Most people hate them because they're just difficult. But I think like a pull-up, when people start to do them and they can do them well, it's one of those movements they see a lot of growth from. So for me, I'm leaning S.
I was gonna say B.
Really?
I think
I'd
they're
love to hear why.
I think they're good. I just think there's some stuff I'd rather do instead. I've been doing Bulgarians the past few weeks. It's not necessarily a movement that I miss. It's not necessarily something I feel like I get a ton out of. I can feel the difference. I would say they probably are close to S, like overall. It's just not something I miss. So I was kind of leaning between A and B, but maybe we can compromise on A.
I'd go to A. I'd go to A.
Because
For
I
me, it's
think-
just one of my favorite movements, so I have to give it that.
I think they're
I feel like I've
beneficial.
grown a lot from it.
I just think
Yeah.
there's like I would, if I had to choose, I would prefer like a reverse lunge instead of like a rear foot elevated split squat or a step up.
See, I would rather, because I don't even have to go very heavy for a Bulgarian to feel like I'm getting a lot out of it,
Yeah.
which is why I think it's higher on the list because it's one of those movements you don't have to load up a ton and you can
can see
still get a lot out of it. But I would settle for A if we're
Yeah,
going to try
I
and
think
meet
A.
together.
Because I do think, like I said, I think when I think of S tier, I think of like the pull up. I think of some of the movements that are left on this list where that one I think is an A movement. I think I can compromise on an A movement.
Cool. I like it. All right, let's move on. We got single leg hinge, and we are looking at a single leg RDL.
This to me is an S tier. I think this is probably the most important movement for people to learn outside of like obviously like a regular RDL, which we'll talk about, but
Yep.
I think that single leg RDL is probably the most important movement to learn. And when you get it right, it's not so much that it's loadable, but it's so beneficial for like long-term health and like performance as well. Like if you're good at a single leg RDL, you're probably going to be good at a lot of other things. Like if you can stand on one leg, you're probably going to be stronger on two. Shout out to Jordan Shallow for that. But I think if you take I think if you take what you get from a single leg RDL versus what it takes to learn it, there's like such a benefit from it that I think it's S tier for me.
I would say S tier because, and again, I'm going to throw out that word that I kind of want to fight people over, but it's very functional. If you can do a single leg deadlift, there's almost nothing you can't do in the gym. And this is one of those things I try to teach my clients first. Like I get them into a single leg pattern. Even if I have to do assisted or whatever it might be, this is huge for building stability in the leg, coordination, and as far as longevity goes, that's why I would say functional. Because if you have somebody who's aging and they've been doing these, they're going to age pretty well, and the strength through their lower limb is just going to be like, it's going to put them in a position where they can pretty much do anything as they age.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say S tier for that reason.
Beautiful. I like it.
Awesome. All right. Next, we're looking in the core sector for exercises here, and we have our classic plank. Classic plank.
I think the plank is a good core movement. I don't think it's a great core movement. I think it has a lot of benefits early on in someone's training career, but I don't think it's the best core movement. I think
Is that a reverse plank, or do they just have a front butt?
Oh wait, maybe it is reverse plank. I don't know.
We'll call it a plank.
Just a front butt. I would say a C or a D. I think it's been again. I think it's good. I don't think it's great. I think it's a great
Hmm.
starting point, but I think in regards to what you actually get from it versus like the limiting factors that are also involved in it, I think that it's probably a C or a D. But I'm gonna leave it in D right now until I get your response.
I would say out of like what you get out of it from for the core in general, I would say it's pretty lower. I like to use planks to help people learn a little bit more of pelvic control
Mm-hmm.
and like control through the ribs.
Yeah.
So whether I'm doing a plank to like paired with something like a cat cow in a warm up to teach people how to hold neutral or how to not let their lower back just arch so much. I
Yeah.
like it for teaching. I mean, for what people are going to get out of it if they're not doing it right and how people usually do planks anyway, I'd say it's closer to D, but I would say C from what I can teach people out of it. But honestly, I would put it down at D. I don't use it for,
Cool.
hey, we're going to really get your core today. I use
Yeah.
it more for a teaching tool.
Cool.
And like
I agree with
teaching a
that.
little bit of like shoulder control through the serratus and everything is cool for that too. But I would say D is good.
Perfect. We'll leave it
All
here.
right. We're into our last category here of the first on each category, and we have farmer carry.
Ooh. Man, I think this one's kind of like this is
I know
kind
where I'm putting it.
of it's kind of essy.
Yeah, it's S tier,
Yeah.
100%.
Like it's
Teaching people how to brace while holding weights tight, keeping themselves upright, and like maintaining that side to side wobble you might get from each step. And honestly, like the grip work from it and the benefits from the grip work, not only on your grip, but just like nervous system development. It's one of those movements where no matter how old someone is, they can do, and you
yeah.
can scale it with weight. It's S tier for me.
I just love if I'm gonna pick a movement, I love and like my explanation for this is simple. I think the least amount of skill possible and the most amount of load possible, right? And when I think of that, I think of farmer's carry because it's how much weight can you hold and you just have to walk
Hmm.
and that's it. And it works on so much stuff. And when you talk about the word function, right? Like
Hmm.
function is an expression of movement of the body and our most fundamental function is walking and breathing, right? So it's like
Yeah.
we need to get better at those two. And when you work through that expression of gait cycle, loading it in this way is the easiest, simplest way, and also the most effective in regards to getting what you need from it. So I'd say S tier 100%.
Awesome. I love it.
Cool.
Yep. We're coming back up toward our squat now. Our
Cool.
squat pattern, and we have front squat.
We're about, let's say, we're about 30 minutes in. So maybe we'll do three of each.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Cool.
I think front squat should be on this one out of the other ones we
Yeah, I
have.
think so. So I think the front squat is a bit
Oh, you have the
overrated.
photo.
Yeah, what is this? Someone proposing? Barbell?
A proposed squat.
That's the
You have that one, the photo down below you could use.
oh this one? Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think the front squat's a little bit overrated. I think like it's obviously a really good
Yeah.
movement if you clean or if you do any sort of like Olympic lifting. But I think outside of that, its purpose is you're going to get more out of a back squat. It's going to be a little bit safer as well because the dynamics of the movement, what it requires to actually do it. I think it's like a C
Hmm.
tier movement. I think it's good. I don't think it's great. I think if you're good enough at the front rack position, you can get a lot out of it. But I also think with the reasons someone would do a front squat are very specific, and they probably don't carry much over into like general day to day training.
Hmm.
So I would say C tier.
I would put it. I would agree on C. I would put it right next to barbell back squat as one of those things where it's not needed, but it's also like
I just think it's even
good if
less
you're good
needed
at
than
it.
like a barbell, like a back squat.
Yeah, and there are a lot of coaches who say the reverse because of the position of the spine and the resistant, like the less shear force, more like compressive force on the spine, and how it's a little bit safer in that sense. But the amount of control that you need to keep the elbows up, to keep your back upright and not dip forward on the way up from the bottom of the squat, I'd say it's a very skilled movement, and it's one of those movements that probably is harder to do than it's definitely harder to do than a back squat.
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah, and like if any coach listens to this and they're gonna, I don't know what you're talking about. Like it's not a fact of like understanding that there is benefit from a front squat. It's just like if I was
Yeah.
gonna list these movements in order and say, the average person, what are they gonna get the most out of? It's probably not gonna be a front squat because that's
Yeah.
like you're talking like 6, 7 steps into a process to get them to a point of an effective front squat. So yeah,
Yeah, I would say that that's exactly where my mind is with it as well. So I'm glad we kind of agree on that. Next one, let's go to RDL, Romanian deadlift. Yeah, I'm thinking S tier there.
I think this is a. I mean, obviously, I like this more than deadlift. I think this is probably one of the more, again, transitional or what's the word I'm looking for?
Transferable.
Transferable, yes, transferable across movements and the most beneficial and the most loadable patterns you can do for the posterior chain. As simple as that. I just think it's a simple movement to teach. Once you get the hip hinge down, it's probably the starting point that I use for a lot of people in regards to teaching them how to train the lower body a little bit more effectively because it's a very low. Well, it's not a low skill movement, but like it's very teachable early on in the process because you're not going all the way to the ground. A lot of people have tight hamstrings, so it's like kind of teaching them this position a little bit more allows them to kind of feel that hinge a little bit more effectively. And it allows us to kind of create a lot of adaptation with one simple thing that covers a lot of bases early on. So S tier for the RDL.
Yeah, I would say it's S tier for the same reasons you did, and especially the transferable part. Like being able to hinge properly in a gym will allow you to do a lot more in the gym, and it kind of unlocks a new level of training and a lot of different exercises that you can throw into the program for yourself. On top of that, people don't really talk about this as much, but one of the biggest benefits I've seen from people learning how to properly do a Romanian deadlift is the increased flexibility gained through the strength gained from it.
Yeah.
I've had people who could barely like reach halfway down their shin, and I'll just start to do RDLs with them, and their flexibility just goes through the roof.
Yep.
So it's kind of like mobility gained through strength is a big reason why it's S tier for me as well.
Cool.
Awesome. Let's go into our next press. We got an overhead press. Dumbbell or barbell? Dumbbell or barbell?
So I think a dumbbell. Let's see. How do I do this? Overhead press. There we go. I think this movement is good, not great. I think that I'd rather see somebody on a machine press. So I'm going to say I almost want to go C tier on this movement. What are your thoughts? If I drop this, what are your thoughts?
I would put military press at C and dumbbell at B.
Okay, I agree. I can agree with that.
But I would say that like that's the tough part because we have dumbbell / barbell. I just think that military press, one, it's like it's a little more difficult for people to get their shoulders in the right position. But on top of that, like if you're standing, either dumbbell or barbell, it's going to be much harder. So I would rather put someone seated first and then kind of graduate to standing.
Yeah.
But I'd say that dumbbell is going to be a little more beneficial for pressing overhead than barbell, just based on general public.
Okay.
And what people will get out of it.
I can agree with that. 100%. Because the bar's fixed. Dumbbells you can twist and you can kind of create a little bit more space for the shoulder. So I can definitely get down with that.
Okay, next one. We're back on the pull, and I feel we did a vertical pull before. Let's go to a horizontal. I'm going to say barbell row for the next one.
Okay, so here this is an interesting one. So I think the barbell row is super beneficial for a lot of people. I think the hardest part of the barbell row is like loading it effectively. Like I think you can get a lot out of the barbell row, but I don't know if you can teach someone enough to brace the core and keep the hips back to properly load it for the stimulus you'll need to actually like train your back. So I used to think very highly of this move. I still do. I think this is like a great movement. I'm gonna put this in B because I
Hmm.
do think if you're strong enough, this is a great movement. I just think that if I was gonna choose like a rowing pattern, there's a couple now in my arsenal that I would choose first besides that. And I think
Hmm.
that that limiting factor of being bent over with a ton of weight out in front of you and then pulling it up is a problem for a lot of people.
Hmm.
Whereas, like, you probably can make 135 pounds feel super heavy if you can even get to that point. But it's like you're going to be limited by the actual strength of the posterior chain. Whereas, like, you can, you could support your chest or support yourself with your arm, which I think
Hmm.
we'll talk about in a movement coming up that could get you a little bit more bang for your buck in that movement.
Yeah. I would agree for general population, I'd say B. It's a more advanced movement than people would like to admit.
Yeah.
So I'd say like for those if you're an advanced lifter, intermediate lifter, you've been lifting for a few years and it's a movement that you have down, your hinge is strong, you can hold proper, I'd say A tier, maybe even S for some people just from the benefit of the strength that you can gain in your posterior chain from doing this movement repetitively.
Hmm.
For the general population, I would agree that B is probably where I'd put it, just
Yeah,
because it is more advanced than people think.
I agree.
Cool. Let's go to our next. We got a single leg squat movement. Let's go into. Do you want to pick a few of these?
I see one I want to talk about because I already
I'm
know.
wondering if it's the same one.
Uh,
Do I know which one you're gonna pick?
it's probably not because I don't know. I was gonna take walking lunges.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's an easy one for me.
Yep.
S tier.
Hell yeah. S tier, 100%.
I think that walking lunges are an advanced skill,
Mm-hmm.
but in regards to the carryover into life and sport,
Mm-hmm.
the walking lunge is the most effective movement for the lower body because we're essentially asking the body to work through a weighted gait cycle in its most extreme form, right? We're
Yeah.
working
Yep.
on loading the pelvis, asking it to stabilize while walking with load, and hopefully you're not stepping or stopping in between what I think you
Yeah.
call it
No
wedding,
wedding
right?
step.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you're moving through consistently without stopping each step. And there's just so much benefit from it. I would say it's a little bit high skilled, but I just don't think it's something that's like so high skilled that the average person can't figure it out. It's just once you figure out that step and that balance through that step, it's easy and you can load it, and it's probably the most like I would rather do that than like a Bulgarian. So I think that's much more effective than a Bulgarian. Maybe not in regards to like absolute strength, but
Mm-hmm.
in regards to again transferability and the like ease of access to it, I think that's S tier.
Yeah, I would agree. You said it best with you're taking yourself through the gait in the most exaggerated form. That's the reason why. And again, you could do this body weight weighted, and you could just with the no wetting step. It's just really good for stability in the hip and in the lower limb as a whole. So I'm saying S tier. I agree.
Cool.
Let's go into. Do you want to go into a single leg glute bridge for our single leg hinge movements?
Is that considered a single? I was just thinking about that. Is that considered a single leg hinge?
Yeah, single leg glute bridge.
I would consider that.
You're hinging at the hip.
I guess. I would say honestly. Let me see. Let's see if I can find one of these. Oh yeah, the Golden Gate Bridge.
Just
There we
put
go.
it. Oh yeah. I was thinking more
Yeah, from a bench. Me
back elevated, but we could take that.
Yeah,
That's
we'll have
probably
to
the best one we're gonna get.
understand because this is obviously we're doing our best here. But personally, I think this movement's like a D tier movement.
Hmm.
I'm not a big fan of like hip thrusting or uh, you know glute bridges, things like that. I think they're okay in like warm up scenarios where we're trying to teach like pelvic control. I don't know that there's much outside of that, especially with like the range of motion. Like, it just kind of depends. I think the hip thrust is a very popular movement amongst like women in the gym,
Hmm.
but I also think there's a lot more efficient movements you could be spending your time on for strength gains. And I guess if you're looking at the glute in general, but it's not something I would normally do or I'd want to do. So I'm gonna leave it. I might even put it in E to be honest, like down here like this. I just think like there's like to train the glute. effectively in a single leg pattern, I'd rather do the rear foot elevated or like a step up. So I'm gonna go
Hmm.
E tier,
I
but we'll have to
for rehab, what?
compromise.
Yeah, I would say for rehab prehab purposes, I would even say it's up at C or B, but for general population, I would say D or E is good. I'm fine with it being an E because it's one of those movements where like if someone's having like some type of issue in their knee, it's really good to like strengthen up the hip a little bit, teach
Yeah.
them how to move a little more properly. So, like in special cases, it could be really beneficial. But even as far as loading, there's only so much weight you could throw on it and get a benefit from it.
Well, like also like,
So,
and if I was gonna work on this position for like the glute, I'd much rather do
hmm,
like a starting position. I'd rather do a quadruped hip extension instead of this movement,
yeah,
for example.
yeah,
So
more open chain
yeah,
for the glute. Yeah,
cool,
I would agree. I would agree. I think E is fine for a
cool.
single leg glute bridge. Let's go into core. How do you feel about an ab wheel rollout,
Oh
Brandon?
ho ho! Let me tell you about this movement. That guy looks
Hey, look at this guy. That's a big wheel, dude.
like a,
He must be fully extended.
that's got the what are those old bikes the kids used to drive? The big wheels?
Oh yeah, I think the three wheeler one. I
Yeah.
think they're called big wheels. Yeah.
I think this is an A tier movement. I don't think it's the
Okay.
best core movement, but I think it's one of the top core movements that I would do. I get very stingy about my core work. I like there's not a lot that I do. I try to keep it very simple and to like stick to a few movements, and this is one of them. So I think that this is a very high skill movement that a lot of people
Hmm.
don't realize. And I think that the skill you get of keeping your core braced through flexion extension, right, and you keep it stiff through the extension of the ab wheel rollout is so beneficial to sport, especially. But I think it also is beneficial to just training the core. If you're doing it right, I did them today actually. Speak of the devil, but
Hmm.
you do those right, and your core will be lit up.
Yeah, I would say if it wasn't such an advanced movement, I would put it in S, but because people will struggle with it doing it properly because most people who do this wrong,
Yeah,
I would say it's A.
yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I think A.
Just because you see a lot of that like lower back flare, kind of the same thing that we were talking about earlier with the plank. Like it's
Yep,
good to learn, but it's difficult to do.
yep.
Next one, we are back to carry. You want to tell me
Yeah.
about your suitcase carries, Brandon?
Ooh, okay. I think suitcase carries are good. I think. Let's see.
I wonder if we're saying the same. Yep, let's do that. People know what we mean.
This guy's carrying a boulder.
He said, "Oh shit."
I think suitcase carry is good. I think the reason people do suitcase carries or like the benefits they get from it. So stupid. I'm probably gonna go B tier.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. I thought you were gonna choose like A.
No, I think they're
That's
good.
okay. Yeah.
I just think like if you're gonna like work on that sort of thing, there's a couple better ways to do it. But I think they're good. Definitely
Yeah.
beneficial. But yeah, I'm gonna go B tier.
Yeah. I'm gonna say B tier as well. It's you can't load it up as heavy as the farmer, obviously, but it's really good for again like core control. But again, people do this one wrong unless they have a good eye, like the weight is sitting on them or they're leaning too far. So
Yeah.
it's a little more advanced in my opinion than the farmer, but you also get a little less out of it. So B is good for me.
Yeah, I agree.
We have one more of each. Would you like to pick the final exercises for all of them? Or do you want me to just call one out?
Let's
I have
go.
I have one that I would call out for the next one. I think you're going to choose the same one.
All right, go for it.
Is it goblet squat?
I was gonna choose Smith machine squat because I want an F.
Let's
I
do
want an
Smith
F
machine.
movement.
You want? Yeah, we need some shit. I want an F.
I want an F. Give me an F.
Maybe the next one we just choose Fs all the way across the board.
We could. So I'm gonna choose the Smith machine squat just so we can fill the F. I think the Smith machine can be beneficial. I think there's so many things that like aren't good with it. I think there are some things that can be beneficial for it, like the lack of stability. But if you're going from a lack of stability standpoint, there's better machines to use. I think the Smith machine, not to get like like Dom Mazzetti used to get, but he used to talk about the Smith machine. But I just think like the squat, it's a fixed bar path. You kind of have to set yourself up in a weird angle. If you're doing something like that, you're probably trying to isolate the quad in some capacity or work on that in a little bit more of a aggressive setting. I just think it's not a movement you're gonna like load up too heavy because it's gonna be really difficult because the bar has a fixed path that it has to go through. And I don't know. I just never liked the feeling of them. I just don't think they're too beneficial. I think the Smith machine can be good, but isn't great. So I'm gonna go with F tier for the Smith machine squat.
I will throw a little bit just to be a little of a devil's advocate here.
So I have
I
to
would
move
say
it?
that no. I'm going to keep it there for general population.
Okay.
I will say in the bodybuilding world, it could be upwards of B or A if you're like
Yeah,
at
yeah.
the end of a workout, you're cooked, you've had a lot of like axial fatigue, you just want a little more stability, but you want to cook the quads a little bit. I think it's great. But for general population, like you're not trying to blow up your quads and be the biggest dude in the gym or biggest gal in the gym. I'd say F is good because you can get a lot more out of the other exercises we've put higher on the list than you would from a Smith machine.
100%. 100%.
Nice. All right, next we are looking into
Did you want me to do
our
it?
hinge. What's up?
You want me to pick the last one?
Yeah, I'm saying next we're moving into our hinge. Brandon, what do we got?
Trap bar.
Hell yeah.
Granny. We got to use her.
We got to use her. Get her
Gotta
up
use
there.
We're gonna go here. No. Here. No. Here. No. Here. Yeah, boy.
That's it. Trap bar, come on down.
I think the trap bar.
Wait, hold on. Ready?
What?
Ladies and gentlemen, we have one of the greatest lifts of all time. Time. We have the trap bar deadlift.
First buffer of movements. This exercise.
Fighting on the blue corner.
That's hilarious. I hope that clips this on Riverside. So if the AI hears this, clip this.
AI, clip that shit.
Clip this, chat. So trap bar, I think this movement is so underrated. I think that the position of the hands allows you to lift more. It keeps you safer. It allows for all the risks of the deadlift are essentially like removed from the trap bar deadlift, along with the fact that if you are a taller individual, this helps you out a ton, right? And I think that's something a lot of people don't take into account. But I think the trap bar deadlift, when it's loaded properly, you find the position with the grip situation, like all of it is S tier, and it transfers over the best into performance and long-term health and strength.
Agreed. There are a lot of places you can go with a trap bar deadlift. You can get a lot out of it. It's really
You
good
can go
to
to the
teach like how.
market, you can go to the store with it.
Yeah, you can go to heaven with it if you lift heavy enough. I would say it's S tier for sure. This is one of the movements that I teach all my athletes. It's really good for core control, really good for leg strength. You can load this up a ton compared to pretty much every. This
I
is
just
one
feel
of the
so
heavier
much
movements
better
you'll do in the gym.
personally on a trap bar deadlift than I ever have on a straight bar deadlift.
Yeah,
I've
you'll
deadlifted
always.
over 440 pounds on a trap bar multiple times. Anytime I get to like 330 on a straight bar, I feel like my back's going to explode.
Yeah. It's a lot easier compared to the conventional. Yeah, I'm up there. S tier.
Cool.
I like it. Push, Brandon. I have an idea of what you're going to choose, but I don't know if you're going to choose it.
There's a couple I really love on here, but let's go dips.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was going to say if you didn't choose it, I was going to bring in a celebrity push.
All right. Yeah, I think how do I dip exercise? Catch up. Dip. Fuck it. Dip.
When I dip, you dip, we dip.
Dips.
Dips. Actually, I like that.
Yeah. People know what
like
dips
that
mean,
choice.
right? So I think dips are overall an A tier movement.
Yes.
I think they're they can be very difficult for people, but I think once you get them down, especially like I was talking about this Tuesday on Behind the Design, you'll oftentimes see when people are starting to learn the pull up, if they start doing dips along with it.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
When they start doing dips along with it for the scapular control, they'll start to get really they'll start to see a lot of progress on the pull up because
Yes.
one of the things at the top of the dip, you get a lot of like scapular depression as you start to finish out and press through. So that sort of movement is really beneficial for transferring over to learning the pull up, but also it's just a movement. I love doing dips in general. I hurt my shoulder before or in September last year from jujitsu. But when I got back, one of the things that helped me the most in kind of clearing it up was getting back to dips and just learning, like, not learning again, but like getting my shoulder to go through that flexion extension, that protraction, like all four planes of the shoulder movement, and kind of allowing it to work through that very, specific and structured like depression and elevation, protraction, retraction, that sort of thing. And the dip helps a ton. So.
Yeah, I'm up there with A tier. I think I would put it at S if it wasn't so advanced. Again,
Yeah.
one of those movements, kind of like the barbell row, the bent over row, where it can be really easy to mess up. But if you're doing it right, ton of benefits. And I was going to say scapular control and scapular depression helps with the pull-up, so I'm happy you said that.
Yeah.
We're on the same page today, brother. I love it.
Let's go.
Speaking of pull-ups, we are on to the pull. Where are we going?
There's a couple I like here. I'll let you choose this one, but
I don't know, man, because I like all. I would go through all of them if I could. You choose. I can't.
let's go. I mean, I should talk about the one because I do think it's the best one on here, but let's go 3-point dumbbell row.
Okay, 3-point row.
I think the 3-point row, it's set up in the right way, which I've been doing pretty, religiously over the last couple of weeks, is like the forearm version.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you're setting your forearm up on the bench and you're supporting your weight through that. I think it's an A tier movement. It would. I even think in the right circumstance it's an S tier movement, but I'm gonna go. So there's a couple reasons. I think this is loadable, right? It's not very high skill. Anybody can do this. I'm just talking myself into it. It's S tier. Fuck it. We're going S tier.
I was gonna say, why are you even saying A?
Yeah. So I think there's just so much benefit from it. It's loadable. It's stable, right? Because of the bench. But I also think, especially with this early on, it's a very good core movement as well, because you're having one weight on one side and you're having to basically work on anti-rotational work with your core, so you're not slipping or hurting yourself. But going through this movement in the right capacity, you can easily do 10 or 100 to, or if you're strong enough, right, like 80 to 100 pounds for multiple reps, and there's not a lot of other ways you can load through that range of motion as effectively. So I'm gonna say S tier.
Yeah, I agree for all the same reasons. The core control, scapular movement, and just being able to load it super heavy.
And it just feels
in it.
good, man. When you're
It
doing
does,
like
man. 3-point row will always be.
I feel
top
so
tier
good
for me.
when I just feel jacked when I do a 3-point row.
Mm-hmm. You come out of it and you're like, everyone see that?
Yeah.
You see that shit? All right, we're on single leg squat pattern here.
Okay. I mean, let's go. Let's do another F.
Another F?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do pistol squats.
Yes. I think they're overrated, dude. Everyone's like, I want to be able to do a pistol squat. It's like, why? When are you ever going to do that?
I think it just looks cool. CrossFit made them
Yeah.
popular. Not that they're
Yep.
not like hard, but they're just not useful. I saw this dude. I gotta be careful, but there's a trainer at ABC, and he had this dude, probably in his 70s, doing like pistol squats on a box. I'm like, bro, like, what are you doing? Like, just get, like,
Just do a box.
literally, just like do
step
something
down.
else. Like, what?
Yeah.
Like, it's one of those things where he's making someone do something that feels hard to make it seem like he's making progress, but in reality, he's not doing anything, and he's just wasting his time. But
Yeah.
anyways, this movement sucks. It's hard.
This
but
movement sucks.
There's just no, like, it's just not beneficial. Like, there's really nothing to it. Obviously in a CrossFit setting, it can be useful if you can do it, but outside of that, it really has no purpose, and it should. No, I'm just joking. But it sucks. It's not a great
Yeah.
move.
It's super advanced. If you want to get
And
it,
I can
just to
do
get it-
pistols in case anyone's being a hater and be like, "Oh, you just
Yeah.
can't do them."
Yeah. Well, I bet he just can't get down there.
I haven't done one in a while, but I know I can do them.
Dude, I used to do them in conditioning. Like it'd be like left, right, and it was like one of those things. Like, yeah, it looks fucking cool, but what am I doing it for? You know?
Yeah.
So, and there's a big plop at the bottom for a lot of people, and they're just kind of like spring loading out of it.
And
Yeah,
I'm a
I would
big
agree.
listen. I'm a big supporter of movements like this. Like again, I'll defend the kipping pull up to most people, but the pistol I won't defend.
Yeah,
So
I just had to take a picture of the dogs. They're sleeping on the couch. It was very cute. My bad. All right, next we're going into our single leg hinge for our third choice.
um, I mean, we kind of already did one.
Yeah, I would say go to the other one.
Maybe we skip hinge because I don't really think there's anything else on there that I'd like to talk about. Let's go. Maybe
Okay,
we'll do
cool.
another core movement.
Yep.
So I want to talk about one that I love that I think is S tier.
Yes, Brandon. I swear, dude, it's like telepathic today.
Hanging knee raise with elbow support if possible. Let's see.
On the Roman chair is what it's called, right?
Well, I'm talking about you get elbow sleeves and you're
Oh, that one
Or-
hanging. Got it.
yeah.
Got it.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find that on here.
Probably not. You could just do a regular one.
But
Like a
yeah, so
regular
when
hanging.
we're talking about hanging knee raise, we'll go with this one. The hanging knee raise is probably my favorite movement. It is a little bit advanced, but I think it's simple enough to teach that what you get out of it is just it's so beneficial. You're getting like control of the pelvis. You're getting the flexion extension of the core. You're getting grip strength for the most part if you're hanging from the bar, but you're also getting this. And the reason I like the elbow supported variation is because you take away that grip and you can really work on like that flexion extension, right? So same idea as like an ab wheel, but it takes away all the overhead mobility that you really need to get into that position. And you
Yeah.
work on this nice full extension of the core, this full flexion of the core, that we're like driving those knees up to the elbow. It's just such a beneficial movement that if you learn properly, and it doesn't really take much to learn, it can be so beneficial to everybody.
Yeah, I'd say with the elbow straps, S tier for sure. There's going to be a lot less fatigue in the upper body that's like limiting you from working the core.
Yep.
But again, super beneficial. Very, very rewarding. I guess
Yeah.
like you feel like it's kind of like the pull up. Like you just feel accomplished when you do it. It's one of those movements that people look at and they're like, "Oh, damn, look at the control there." So
Yeah. Yeah.
I like that choice.
Beautiful.
We're sitting with one more carry to close it off. Close it out. Close it out. Yeah.
Let's go front rack carry. I think front rack carries are very beneficial. I don't know what that is.
Chocolate milk?
That's sausage.
I didn't even see it. It's hard to see on my end. I see like, oh yeah, it is. I thought that was chocolate milk, and
If you're listening to this, we are talking about the we're talking about the pictures we see on here.
Yeah, if someone's listening, and be like, "What the hell are they looking
The
at?
hell?
Is that sausage?
What the hell? All right, I'm just gonna pick
Bush.
kettlebell.
What the hell?"
We'll choose this kettlebell. So, if I'm going to do front rack carry, I'm mostly going to do a kettlebell front rack carry. So I think this movement is probably, I like it, but I'm going to go C tier because I think it can be tough for a lot of people to get the movement right, and sometimes it leads to a little bit of like hyperextension of the spine. But if you can do it right, you can get a lot out of this movement in regards to like grip strength, upper back work. There's like, even if I was going to choose something in regards to a carry, which I bet we did not have on here, we did not, like a sandbag carry, that would be probably S tier for me. But yeah, so I think I'm going to go C tier. I think it's good, not great. I think there's a lot of benefit if you can do it correctly and hold it in the right position. But I think getting to that position can be a struggle for most people. And if you're going to do that, the farmer's carry is just probably, which we already have in the S tier, a little bit better.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say if you have competition bells, I'd put it B tier, but most gyms don't have competition bells that are all like the same size, so I would say C tier because especially when people are first learning it, they can't go too heavy,
Yeah.
and those smaller kettlebells really dig into the wrist and they don't sit on the bicep too much. So I would say that it's more uncomfortable to do in a general population setting. So I'd say C tier is perfect. And again, if you wanted like a little more benefit, a little more weight, just go with the farmer in S tier.
We didn't talk about Old Man Jenkins down here with the leg press, but I'm gonna
Oh
go
yeah,
I'll just do this last one since it's here. We can clear this out. I'm gonna go A tier for the
I
leg
would
press.
agree.
I
Yeah.
think it's beneficial. I think it's a good complement to the back squat. Probably
Hmm.
better for most people starting out and learning how to do that stuff. So
I'd say you get more out of that. This is everything that the Smith machine would want to be, in
yes,
my
yes,
opinion.
yes.
Yeah.
Actually, that's a very good point.
Yeah.
Little old Smith machine down here. Look at it.
Yeah.
Stinks.
Down at stinks. Oh, pu, dude.
All right. So that's the tier list. I think I'm going to take a picture of this. I'll post it on Instagram, and you guys can disagree, agree, listen to the podcast, let us know.
Yeah.
But I think that's it for today. Anything to add to that?
Nothing to add to it. Just remember that, like, obviously everybody's
An
different. So
hour on the
some of
dot.
these maybe what
An hour on the dot, this podcast.
hour on the dot. I was gonna say some of these may be, if it's a C tier that we put it in for the general population. For you, it might be a B, or even up at like an A tier. Could be down at an F tier. Everybody's different. So based on your opinion too, like, I'd love to hear where everyone sits. So definitely like engage on that. Let
Yeah,
us know down below and
100%.
all the comments stuff.
I appreciate you guys tuning in. Just to kind of go over some admin stuff. If you are a coach listening to the podcast and you'd like to join the Coach Connect, DM me Coach Connect on Instagram. I'll get you all set up there. We're just about to start Module 3, which is running the perfect session. So if you're a coach who struggles with running their sessions or feels like they need a little bit of work on running a perfect session, whether it be from group experience with like Coach Mike and Reba, or myself with like personal training or online programming, now's the perfect time to get in. If you would like to work with myself or Jerry on online programming, in-person programming, or even coaching mentorship and just kind of improving your business or coaching experience, reach out at www.bgperform.com/training, or reach out to myself at bgperform_ on Instagram, or at Coach Jerry Hayes on Instagram. We'll reach out. We'll figure everything out for you guys. And I think that's it. Check out the new episodes. Check out the episodes, obviously, that have been coming in the last week. This is our last episode of this season, I think. I forgot to mention that, season 8. And then, or episode 8 of season 5, I believe. And so we'll take a little break next week, and then we'll kind of revamp, make sure we got our episodes in line for the next 8 weeks, and then go from there. But what were we going to add?
Yeah. Also, Hard Gainer's Guide to Growth. Check that out.
Yes.
At Nova Strength or Nova Strength on YouTube. So we just recorded a new episode yesterday, but we're posting gym vlogs as well as lectures, kind of 1 week on, 1 week off, just alternating those two different things. So if you or someone else you know is like saying they're a hard gainer, basically the whole series is teaching people how to get rid of that title and show that everyone can gain mass and that there's specific ways to go about it to make it easier on yourself. So
Yes, sir.
check that out on
I
Nova
really
Strength
like the
YouTube
videos.
channel.
I do. They're really good.
I appreciate it, man. Thank
Yeah.
you.
If you haven't
Doing our
checked them
best.
out, check out Jerry's Instagram and YouTube. Give him a follow, give him a like, give him a sub. Like to check out the newest videos. Just support him, even if you're not, struggling gaining weight. Just support him, check him out. And as always, we appreciate you guys, and we will see you guys next time. Peace.